Well, howdy doody, everybody. It's another day for the Fidelity Calculator. Man, what a day today. Boring as shit. GameStop ran a little bit today. But again, critical earnings tomorrow. There was some news headlines that came out today about it, saying that they expect a EPS loss of, I believe, 14 cents. So we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this probability calculator. We'll start with AMC, of course, and see what the scoop is. I'll do a little extra one today. I'll go over the options chain as well. So basically, whenever you're reading the options chain from a contrarian mindset, you would basically look at the OI as resistance on the call side of the options chain. So essentially, what we're looking at here in the AMC side of things is you see stacked open interest right there at the 13.5 strikes, so we're just above that. And on the put side, we are actually sitting stacked at, it looks like 13, with the most open interest consolidated at the $12 mark. So you have support scattered throughout the options chain for AMC on the put side at 13, at 12, 11, and 10. And on the call side for AMC, you have resistance, which we've already passed up above at 13.5. And it looks like a nice little resistance chain up here. But, I mean, I'm telling you guys, something's going to happen one way or another, as far as direction in the near future. I would say maximum 3 to 5 months, minimum could be as early as this week, next week. You just never know. But, you look at the data to gather as much as you can. And what we're looking at here is, very strategically placed open interest here. Could be sellers, could be buyers. There's never a 100% way to tell. But that's the OI chain lookout for AMC. And we'll go ahead and look at GME now. And then we'll look at the calculator. I'm curious to see GME's chain anyway. So for GameStop's chain, wow. Okay, so we have a lot of new strikes that were added in today on the call side, represented by the dashed lines there. The implied volatility is pretty high, which is typical with earnings coming up. You kind of have the same situation here. You have all of your puts stacked, every other strike or so. On the even number strike, the 0.5 strikes don't seem to have any OI. But your whole number strikes, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, looks like support set up throughout the put side there. And for resistance, it's looking like the same thing as AMC. It's a little scattered call resistance throughout the chain. So, did they flip the tables? And will this become the non-contrarian side? And will this become the support? And this will be the resistance? Don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Earnings is going to be critical. And again, I would recommend not trying to play the earnings move because this IV will be crushed. And if you don't know, if you've ever messed with any kind of calculator that's in your brokerage app, just go in there, if you have any options open, and change the IV and just watch and look how much IV will affect the value of your contract. But anyways, enough about that. This is all just speculative talk here and how I view things when it comes to the options chain. Always viewed resistance as calls on the call side for open interest and view the put side as support. And that's for open interest. Now when it comes to volume, obviously if you have more volume than open interest on a strike, that's considered, quote, unusual options, where there's more open interest or there's more volume than open interest. So it could mean that there's more buyers than sellers because if you have more volume than open interest, likely means that it's a buy to open, not a buy to close. But anyways, let's look at the probability calculator for both of these. For GameStop, we'll start with GameStop today for the calculator. Closed today at 1923, up 4.4%. This makes me think they're going to gap it down on earnings tomorrow even more. But again, we'll have to wait and find out. Today's irrelevant. Let's look at tomorrow. Earnings day. Okay, so the percent chance for tomorrow is just about a coin flip. 47-41% chance to close above and a 52-59% chance below. This is really entirely irrelevant for GameStop because, again, earnings information changes. One of the only moments left in the markets that I believe that can take Wall Street by surprise, depending on the company. Now let's look at AMC. A little bit more relevant for the calculator because we're not heading into earnings tomorrow for AMC, but it's literally the same thing. Well, actually, let's change the date. For tomorrow for AMC, basically the same thing. Looking at a coin flip, closed today at 1364, above the call resistance, which I found to be interesting. So I would monitor the open interest on that 13.5 strike to see if any of that disappears tomorrow, because if it does, that could be a good thing for AMC too. But anyways, yeah, that's the calculator video for you tonight. And yeah, big day tomorrow for GameStop. And I'm going to reiterate, if they make earnings somehow this quarter, you know that rolling into the holiday season for next quarter's earnings later this year could be something special if we get a head start early on. Y'all have a good one.